Buenos dias, Gunners Collective TV. Back at it. You already know. Like a torta with some bad habits. Bye, bye. Lefty Gunplay won a Grammy. What? That's why they mad. That's why they mad, man. Let's get to the intro. Welcome back to the channel. And if you haven't already hit that like and subscribe button, make sure you go ahead and do that. Put your notification bell on all so that way you're directing the direction of the dope content that I stay kicking. And I appreciate the support, man. I'm very humbled by it. You know who should be more humbled than anybody? Everybody that thought Lefty couldn't do it, myself included. I'm very humbled. We got humbled, right? Because Lefty Gunplay is the first Latino artist in the hip-hop category to ever win a Grammy Award for his participation on the song TV Off on Kendrick Lamar's record-breaking album, right? He did that. No matter if he had crazy, scary, skante, hilarious, it doesn't matter if he had 4 words or 100 words. That was four more words than any Latino artist has ever had on an album that got him a Grammy. That man has won the Grammy. He didn't get to perform at the Super Bowl. He's not Bad Bunny, right? But he sure got the Grammy Award. And that's for reals, not for fakes, right? So for the doubters, the haters, the participators, the people who thought it couldn't be possible or couldn't be done, that goes to show any child out there, any person out there who has the will, the drive, the right connections, is at the right place at the right time, and makes all the necessary moves to play their position. You can do it, right? Anybody can do it. Lefty Gunplay, it's phenomenal that a person that is not a very good rapper, and let's be honest right here, he's gotten better over the past couple of years, but quietly as it's kept, he's not the greatest rapper of all time, nor is he even close to good, but he was good enough. And that shows you as raza, as a Latino person, that you don't have to be great. You just have to be good enough, right? This guy won a Grammy Award. Now, there's a lot of haters and a lot of people that are saying congratulations. I'm going to be one of those people that say congratulations because it's well-deserved, right? Anytime you put in the work, what am I talking about? Putting in the work. Devonta said 4 words, right? But those words, that was the work. That's what he was offered. That's what he was brought into. And just being a part of a historic album like Kendrick Lamar's album is more than a lot of other people have done. Now, Kendrick's seen something in Lefty, whether it was the tattoos, the certification out there in the streets, the West, Lefty was popping at the time. It just, everything fell into place. And it's a lot for Lefty Gunplay, man. And I want to say I've seen several interviews that he done while on the red carpet at the Grammys, him and Soulless. And even their participation in the Grammys, even if they didn't win, but just going, is a big step for the raza. It's a big step for someone who grew up as a gang member in a single-parent home, in and out of jail, gang banging on the streets, prison. From all that, from Pelican Bay shoe to the Grammy Awards, to receiving a Grammy Award, is crazy work, right? And when asked, what's he going to do with this Grammy Award? This man says, I'm going to give it to my mom and let her put it right there in that trailer, right there in Baldwin Park, right? He did that. Respects for that. Respects for the fact that he made it where other people couldn't. Okay? I'm not saying you can't, because now this opens the door for everybody. But I mean, everything just had to play out perfectly. Now, I will say that when I seen the interviews, I expected Lefty to be out of character, out of whack. And this is a perfect example of why Soulless did what he did. Why he put Lefty Gunplay in that rehab. Why he sent him to that inpatient program. He was getting prepared and in preparation for this. So that Lefty wasn't all methed out and he didn't met things up, right? Look, Lefty truly is inspiring to a lot of people, myself included. It goes to show me that if you keep working, you keep grinding, your dreams can come true. His dream definitely came true. Imagine sitting in a Pelican Bay State Prison in California SHU program, as an active gang member, and getting out to the streets, and people, the expectation is you're going to go right back. You're going to get right back to the streets. You're going to get right back to the homies. And instead, you have a dream that you put on paper, because it all starts from a piece of paper. It all starts from saying, you know what, I think I'm going to do this, and I'm going to commit myself, and I'm going to be a rapper. And he decided, you know what, that was what he was going to do. He had the look, didn't necessarily have the talent, but in the rap game nowadays, you don't have to be talented. You just have to have the drive. You just want to do it. There's so many rappers out there that this opened their eyes. Him being given a Grammy Award opened their eyes. Now, is there an asterisk next to his Grammy Award? Does he deserve one? Absolutely, he deserves one. Because if you look at it, it doesn't matter if he said 4 words, 1 word, 100 words. Those are his words. That was used on that album. Now, I've seen people get Grammy Awards for participation on albums for less, for just inspiring or being part of the crew or being part of the club, right? Lefty was none of that. And you know what? Big thanks to Kendrick Lamar and the brothers out there, man, for allowing, the raza to get on. This goes to show you that black and brown together is dominant. This goes to show you that black and brown together can be inspiring and make things happen. So for those of you that don't believe Lefty Gunplay deserves a Grammy Award, you're full of shit. Now, what is a Grammy? What does it mean? To people like me and you, it's just something we watched as kids to see Michael Jackson beat it, right? Straight up. Some that we watched to see if Prince really wanted to be a lover, right? To see if Madonna really was a hoe like Robin said she was. Like, this is what we watched growing up as a kid. But we never figured out, or at least myself, I'll speak for myself, why it was such a big deal. The American Music Awards, the Grammy Awards. But you got to understand, if you're in an industry, the music industry, that's the mecca of the music industry. That's the award that everybody strives for. Once you have a Grammy, you're cemented in a club that not everyone in the world can get to, is even allowed to. For Lefty Gunplay to even be allowed to go on stage at the Grammys, to walk that red carpet, to be on a song of that caliber, man, is amazing. It is. And obviously, there's a lot of people that see a lot of things in that young man that not everyone else does. Look, you can hate all you want. You can hate him because he's a gang member. You can hate him because he comes from nothing. But at the end of the day, these are the type of people and the type of stories that are told, man, that inspire people and that make people believe that they can do it too. And this is what we need with all this negativity going around right now and all this no, and you can't, and you shouldn't, and bye-bye, and all this stuff. Lefty Gunplay is a feel-good story, right? Now, I'm not gonna sit here and bullshit you guys. Do I think he deserves it? I do think he deserves it, but at the same time, now I want to see the next step. Now I want to see how he elaborates on what he does. And and I feel bad for all the other Latino artists, people like Big Pun, people like Fat Joe, people like Mexican OT, all these other guys and individuals that never got an opportunity yet or have had the chance to grace that Grammy stage. Okay? Rappers that are phenomenal with wordplay in comparison to Lefty Gunplay haven't received the opportunity. Look, let's be real. If it was on Lefty Gunplay's own merits, he probably would have never received a Grammy. His music is not, a lot of people don't identify with it as even music, right? It's not the greatest rap of all times, but it's his thing. It's his style, and you can't hate on that man for doing what he does. Now, is he funny? Does certain people like myself and other content creators pick at the situation of sometimes how he acts, especially when he was on drugs? Of course. Of course. That's clowning and capping. That's called carillos. That's just giving him a little bit of fucking love in the form of hatred, but it really ain't hate. Okay? Because obviously, like I said, Kendrick Lamar felt that, he should hook up with fucking Lefty and put him on his album. He didn't have to do that. Kendrick Lamar's a remarkable rapper. Probably one of the best right now. Okay? He had the biggest buzz with that diss with Drake, and he had the biggest buzz going on, and he could have picked any fucking rapper to throw on his album, but he chose Lefty Gunplay for that particular album. And because he won a Grammy, Lefty does get his issue because that's his words on that album, no matter what anyone says. Now, There's another Los Angeles rapper or rapper down from Southern California that's not getting his flowers like he should, that was also on that album, and that's Peso. That youngster right there is a phenomenal rapper. He is going places with this rap thing. I think the streets have a hold on Peso, and it's like he's in direct opposite of what Lefty Gunplay's got going on, where Lefty Gunplay got out, talked a lot of shit, disrespected people, got all doped out, put shit in his ass, like did all kinds of crazy things, and has now developed a reputation out there for someone who's trying to come out of that, someone who's trying to change due to the circle and his management, OTR and Soulless and all them, they're helping him, right? But he strikes me as an individual who's went over that mountain. Hopefully he stays there and he continues to progress. And hopefully this Grammy Award, because he can go anywhere and say, I'm a Grammy Award winning rapper. Can no one take that from him? They're going to say, Essie, you only have 4 words. How many words you have, Essie? Good. Turn the TV off. Turn the TV on. And that's right. Turn that TV off, because he could always say that. Now, hopefully he continues that strive. But you got guys like Peso who are phenomenal rappers, man, have all the talent in the world, and it seems like they're throwing it to the wayside by being out there in the streets, by doing the things that Lefty did, and they continue to do. Now, I'm not going to say he's all drugged out or nothing. I don't know that man like that, but I see him shaving his head bald, adapting to the streets, wanting the recognition and the clout from the streets more than he wants that Grammy. Now, he did receive, you know what I'm saying, his Grammy as well. He wasn't on the stage with, of course, Kendrick Lamar. He wasn't invited to be, unfortunately. And that could be due to his gang affiliation or what he's got going on at this particular time. I'm just so happy and proud that Lefty Gunplay was able to do it for the brown man. Finally, we got us one. Right now, I'll say this, though. You know, there's a lot of people that are like, man, that's the recognition we're getting. That's what people are going to see when they see us. Look, Lefty carried his own when it came to all these different red carpet events and all these different interviews. I never seen him off point. He looked clear-eyed. He spoke from the heart, from the chest, said it with his chest, and I recognize it. Now, if we take it to the gang element of things, there's a lot of people that woke up mad today, enemies of Lefty Gunplay, people that feel like he doesn't deserve it. Like, is that the face of the Latino fucking Da Raza rap music? No, of course not. Anyone who knows better knows better. But you can't deny the accolades of his hard work. And yes, it was 4 fucking words on a throwaway song that he got lucky to be on the album, but it doesn't matter. That is a crack in the door, and now we need to kick that motherfucker in. It starts right here. And if Lefty Gunplay is the one that starts it, so be it. Why hate on him? Why knock a man down that's achieved something no one else as a brown man in this world has done? Not for that category of music. Now, there's people, fools, idiots. A lot of people went on social media. He's the first Mexican ever to win a Grammy Award. Listen, no. Motherfucker, have you ever heard of corridos? Have you ever heard of Spanish music, right? He's not the very first one, but he is the first one in the hip-hop category, the category that he, I'm not going to say he was nominated in. This is Kendrick Lamar. Look, let's keep it real. This was all Kendrick. He featured Lefty on a song and he won, but based on Lefty being on that song, Lefty gets the participation prize, which is a Grammy Award. Okay, that's just the fucking truth. You know, people are like, oh, they're trying to twist it on social media. I'm so proud of Lefty. He had a song, #1 hit. No. Kendrick Lamar had a #1 hit that Lefty was on. Does Lefty deserve the Grammy? Yes, just as much as Kendrick does on that particular album. Because let's be honest with you, that whole song, the best fucking part of that song was crazy, scary, spooky, hilarious, crazy. That was the most catchy part. Whether you like to admit it or not, it was. You know, it didn't go viral for nothing. So Lefty Gunplay, does he deserve it? What do you think? I think he deserves anything he works positively and hard for. Okay? Did he deserve to get clowned on and hatred by his past actions? Yes. You reap what you sow. You make your bed, you lay in it. You deserve everything you get in this world. When you're acting a fool, when you're disrespecting people, when you're talking shit, hey, you deserve to get a little shit talked back. But when you are going out there and you're working hard and you're showing people your charisma and showing people that you're down, because deep down in Lefty's heart, he's a good person. You know, see, when I see Lefty Gunplay, I don't see the gang member with all the tattoos and disrespecting the North End. I don't see any of that. I see a young man that lived a different and difficult life, who has a good heart, but is a product of his environment. Can only tell you what he knows. Now, he's a true believer in his cause and his belief system, and I can't take that from anywhere, you know, or from anyone. I know a lot of norteños that I grew with that if you asked them, hey, would you do a rap song with the South Side, or would you feel? They say, hell no, because that's the way they were taught, educated. It was instilled in them to hate the opposition, to not like them whatsoever, not to do no willings and dealings. There's no direct contact, nothing. If there is contact, it should be behind a gun, right? That's what I've heard. I know for a fact. I felt that at one small part of time in my life, right? So when Lefty says things like that, I don't judge him by that. That's what he's supposed to say. He's doing what the fuck he's supposed to do. Now, the disrespecting the extras, I'm sure that it's not a good look, but that's that man. You know, there's a lot of people that woke up they're looking at the fact that, hey, a Raza won, fucking, he got a Grammy. Yeah, he put on for the Brown. Shit, that about to put on for the Double S. Soul Gang, right? That was Soul Gang. You could tell, Tommy, get there, fool, right? You could tell by the writing on the walls. This is the first from North and South. Let's look at it this way. Norteños and Southsiders, or Sureños, however you want to say it, depending upon status, right? He is the first one to break the doors down. You know, look, I know people like that separation of North and South, and there's always going to be to some degree that, right? Northern California, Southern California, the hatred, the animosity, the 50 years of toiling in the soil. I get it. But do you understand this is the first one of ours, whether it's North or South, that made it? Okay? He made it. He showed people that a gang member, a Southsider, can go up there and win a fucking Grammy. You got to respect it. Even if you're from up north, like, Chale, that fool did that. You know, because now it makes people work harder. It makes people work smarter. It makes people understand that there is an end game to all this. Now, is it just a lot of luck? Did Kendrick Lamar basically do a bottle for the brown man? 100%. 100%. Kendrick Lamar did not have to have Lefty Gunplay on the album, nor did he have to bring him up to the red carpet or do any of that shit. But he decided as a solid brother, man, with no hatred in his heart for the brown man, that this is the way it should be. We should assist each other, bring each other up. And that, I will forever be a Kendrick Lamar fan for that, because he didn't have to do any of that. So when the next brother or the next Mexican decide to beef or try to start controversy or try to use racial derogatory terms towards each other, and think about what Kendrick just did. He just showed black and brown unity. Lefty Gunplay just showed black and brown unity and was very thankful for Kendrick Lamar. So do I think he deserves it? If it comes to rapping, fuck no. He's not a very good rapper. But this time, Lefty does deserve that because, hey, regardless of what you want to think, he was on that album and his 4 words had a big impact. And that's just the truth. And I'm happy and I'm proud that a brown man was able to do that. Now, there's going to be people, of course, oh, well, he ain't Mexican. He ain't Mexican. He's a white dude. Well, hey, he's got enough Mexican in him to do that. You know, his mother's half. I think she's fucking from El Salvador or something like that, or Guatemalan or something like that. That's whatever the fuck he is. He did it. He doesn't necessarily have to be Mexican. He's Latino, right? And he did that. So anyways, you know, that's how I feel. Let me know what you guys think. Do you think Lefty Gunplay deserves the Grammy, or do you think this was just fucking too far-fetched? Hey, I've seen people get it for less. I've seen a dude bark right on a video and ring, ding, dong. Next thing you know, he got a Grammy. So I'm not sitting here and trying to downplay and say anyone could get one, because anyone can. Because if anyone could, then a Latino artist in the hip hop community would have did it a long time ago. So please don't knock Lefty Gunplay's hustle, man. He did that. I'm proud of him. Respects to Southern California right now, man. They should be happy that one of their own brought home a Grammy Award. Black and brown did that, you know, the other night. So that's just what it is. Anyways, let me know what you guys think. Does he deserve it, or is this fucking just crazy? This world's crazy now. Anyone can do anything. That's the good part. Anyone can do anything. When they gonna have a YouTube content creator awards for the prison genre? Am I gonna win? Right? Probably not. I'll lose, right? Anyways, thumbs up or thumbs down. Heavy's gonna be the head that wears the crown. I'm going to continue to strive, struggle, and strive for what I honestly and truly believe in. That's the betterment of all people. This video is sponsored by Barrio Liquors out there in Northern California, in the Central Valley, in Turlock, man. If you're ever in the area, go pull up to the Barrio and get you something cold to drink, as well as Sticks and Stones Yard Service out there in Big Bad, Arizona, man. If you're ever in the AZ area, Google the homeboy from Sticks and Stones Yard Service and put him on, man. He's got you. Definitely got you. This is the gun. Let me know what you guys think. Did he deserve it? I say yes.